What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to my channel, Money Moves with KIMK, and today we're going to talk about states that allow you to purchase tax auction properties with a credit card. Now, before we get started, I do not suggest or subscribe to getting in debt just to purchase a property, okay? What I'm saying with this particular video is to look at all of your options. I like to know all payment methods before I start investing. So if I do want to place a property, let's say I purchased it for $2,000, as an example. If I want to place that on a credit card and gain credit card points, is how our family does it so we can travel the world. That's what we do. But I don't subscribe to purchasing a property just because you don't have the cash and you don't intend on paying it back, which will create debt. I really want you to be financially free, but I do want to discuss all payment forms when we're talking about tax auctions, and these are a couple of states that allow you to pay with a credit card. Now that we got that out the way, let's go ahead and start. So the first state that I want to discuss is Arkansas. So Arkansas is a very interesting state. It's a tax deed state, and Arkansas is really, really cool because you can find a lot of great deals under $5,000, okay? Now, of course, price is subjective, so you don't need to say, well, $5,000 is a lot of money. And I want to say this too about Arkansas. They're not all parcels of land. I know a lot of you think, well, a lot of these tax auctions are just parcels of land. That is absolutely not true. There are tons of folks, including, well, not including myself. I typically buy land. There are tons of folks who purchase properties, actual physical homes, okay, 4 walls, all right? So keep that in mind. Before I start to show you a property, I wanted to highlight where it says that they accept credit cards as a form of payment, so that we're all on the same sheet of music or the same page, okay? So right here it says, and by the way, this website is cosl.org. I will place it here at the bottom of the screen so that you can see what the website is called, so that you can peruse the website yourself. However, it says buyers may pay by personal or business check, credit or debit card, or cashier's check, or money order. Full payment is due at the time of sale, so bidders should come prepared with proper forms of payment. In this particular site, it goes on to say cash is not accepted. So they do not accept cash at all. So they want other forms of payment in order to secure the sale of the property, okay? So they do accept credit cards. Now, let's scroll down because I want to show you a property that I just kind of saw, and I want to say that's Pulaski. If I'm saying that incorrectly, my apologies. But this is Pulaski County in Arkansas, Little Rock, Arkansas. So it'll tell you where the actual auction is and the date. So it's 7/10/2025, which is July 10th, 2025. Hey, July. That's not too far after my birthday. And it's going to be, the location is not necessarily online. This one is in person. And they give you the location: Holiday Inn Airport Conference Center, Kitty Hawk Ballroom, 3201 Bankhead Drive. Okay, so let's check out what they're talking about. I saw this property and I thought that it was interesting, so I wanted to show you as well. All right, so this is the property. They are backed taxes, $5,896.89. And it gives you the address and everything. So you need to do your due diligence in order to know if this is a good deal or not, all right? So they typically are starting at that back taxes amount, which is $5,000, but you have to pull up the covers, right? There may be other liens associated with this property. In my course, I talk about other liens that are wiped away and liens that are not wiped away, because there's some governmental liens that stay. So you need to identify, do they have any other liens? And in the course, they do, or I do, talk about that. And if you're interested in the course, I'll link in the description and in the pinned comment so that you can check it out. All right, and it's a tax auction course for beginners. I already peeped this particular property out. I've already looked at it on Zillow, and this is the property. Matter of fact, let me go back for a second. So once you click here, it says the parcel ID or parcel number. It'll pull this up. I already have it up, so I didn't want to click it again. So this is the home that they're talking about. It's an actual home. So just like I said in the beginning of the video, not all of these pieces of property that are on the tax auction list are parcels of land. Sometimes they're homes. So you have, it's in Little Rock, Arkansas. I already checked out this property, and here it is. and it's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. It's 868 square feet. That's a small home, okay? We actually built a property and we have a guest house attached to it that's 500 square feet. And I only mentioned that because I wanted to share that the 500 square feet property, the small property, it's only 1-bedroom, 1-bath, rents out. It's a better return on our investment than any other of our properties, which is insane to me. People really like the small, tiny living situation, right? So they love this. If you can position it correctly, if you're trying to be a landlord in this area, that would be awesome. If you're trying to live in this property yourself, this may be a good opportunity for you. It just varies on your exit strategy and what you're trying to do. All right, so this is on Zillow. I just wanted to show you some inside pictures so you can get a better idea of how the property looks inside. Just because the property looks amazing, though, doesn't mean that it doesn't have anything else associated with it. And it doesn't mean that the property will sell for just $5,000, okay? That's the starting bid, okay? So it, of course, will go up to the highest bidder. So keep that in mind. I just always share the starting bid, and then I kind of allow you to go from there. So this is the property. From what I'm looking at, it needs work. I mean, it's a little dated, right? And it's only 2-bedroom, 1-bath. So if you're trying to flip this property, that may pose an issue later on. But if you get the property for $10,000 as an example, and you're the highest bidder, that's not a problem at all because it's saying it's worth $84,000. However, in my course, I talk about how to run your comps, what are comps, comparables in the area to see, is this a good deal or not? Should you purchase or not, right? You want to look at your maximum allowable offer. What's the max that you would pay for this property? And how would you know that? There's an actual somewhat of a formula to use, which I discuss in the course, okay? All right, so that's that. That's that property. I wanted to show you that it's not all parcels of land on these tax auction lists and that you can really get a good deal. Of course, the deal does not start at $5,000. It's going to be a little bit more depending on the highest bidder. But one of the things that creates, I'm going to discuss this too, it's very important. One of the things that creates friction, okay, we'll talk about friction. One of the things that creates friction is having somebody actually physically go to the property, not the property, go to the tax auction location, right? So we said that it's going to be at the Holiday Inn, right? Here it is. Holiday Inn Airport Conference Center. It's going to be there. How many people actually show up? Not many. There will be some. I'm not saying I don't know, right? There will be some. But the point is, because there's an actual physical location, it makes it a little harder for people to invest, okay? Because they're like, oh, I don't have a car, or I have something to do that day, or I really want a property that I can purchase online. And these folks will be not coming. They won't be coming to that particular auction because it's in person, okay? So for an investor, that's cool. I could book a flight right now to Arkansas and go to this auction, right? Because I know there may be not a lot of people there. All right, so that's Arkansas. And Arkansas, typically, they do their tax auctions when a property is around 4 years delinquent in their taxes, okay? Or more, but 4 years is kind of like their minimum, their baseline before they start their auction process. All right, so the next state I want to talk about is Michigan. This particular website is tax-sale.info. I'll put it below for you as well. This particular website goes over, let me go to the very beginning because it's not the beginning, home. So this website is in Michigan. This is an auction website and it's pretty cool because it tells you what's sold in the area or on this website. And I love that because I can compare and kind of see what these properties are going for as an investor. So let's go to the FAQ, or the frequently asked questions. And if you scroll below, I want to show you where it talks about what type of form of payment or what form of payment they allow. And here it is. What forms of payment are accepted? Let me highlight it for you. All right, so it says payments can be made by wire transfer, certified check made payable to Title Check LLC, customer escrow account, or credit/debit card, MasterCard, Visa, or Discover. And there is a 2.75% processing fee if you are paying with a credit or debit card. Cool. So now we see that it's on the website and they allow for you to purchase a property with a credit card. You're leveraging your good credit by having a credit card, and you're purchasing an asset. Very interesting. All right, so let's go back because I wanted to show you something else. Let's see. All right, so I want to show you past auctions because I like to look at those and kind of get a better idea or better sense of what is on the website and what is for sale in these areas. So I think I had already looked at this website. So this is last year. These are some of the sales last year. And you would see this is for $1,400. You need to identify, is that a good deal or not? Is there anything wrong with the property, right? This is $19,000. I just love this view. I mean, if you built a property here, not here, but you can see the view, but if you built it on the side and have clear access to the property, but you have to also identify flooding. Is it in a flood zone? How high does this river, what appears to be a river, get when it rains? These are all things you consider. You have to look at zoning. Can you even build on that land? This lot sold for $900. Ooh, it says industrial zone land. That could easily be flipped, right? I don't know the circumstances or where that property is located, but I always look at these properties to be flipped as well, meaning purchase low, sell a little higher, okay, or a lot higher. This one sold for $18,000. This is a home. I'm just really trying to show you that it's not just parcels of land. This one sold for $30,000. This one for $9,000. $5,000. I don't know the details. It does give you a little bit of information. It says 0.21 acre lot, mobile and garage with roof issue. Looks like issues. Okay. Mobile homes are here as well. We've talked about that in prior videos. And now check this out. It looks like a mobile home that was burned. You have to identify, like, would you buy something like that? One of the things it says it in the description, burnt out mobile home on 0.15 acres in, I don't know what it could be Prescott. I don't know what Prescott Village. Okay. So the person who purchases this is not purchasing for this burnt mobile home, potentially, but I'm almost 100% certain they're purchasing for the actual land value, right? All right, the list goes on. You can kind of go through this list and check it out yourself. This one sold for $35,000. You have parcels of land for $500. You can easily flip those, and I say easily. That's not necessarily. There's a process after you purchase these properties as well that I go over in the course. So make sure you grab the course. So it may or may not be that easy, right? So you have a process. Everything is a process. So this is no exception. All right. That is just a couple of properties that I wanted to show you, a couple of websites that I wanted to show you that allow you to purchase properties with a credit card, okay? If you made it this far in the video, I want you to write the word "I made it." It lets me know, or words, it lets me know that you made it this far in the video, and I truly do appreciate you. If you purchased the course, I really appreciate you as well. You're supporting me, and also you're enlightening and educating yourself on this process so that you can be a tax auction investor yourself. Okay, so I think that's pretty cool. Until next time, guys, you stay blessed. Peace.